Hi guys, welcome to Python Coding by Kid. So now this is our first lesson that will require coding. So let's start. So first here, I'm going to show you what all the topics to be covered. So in the basic one, so now if we go, here are the data types. So a data type is very simple. It's just some sort of, it's actually a data. Like for example, that your favorite toy, right? So where do you store it? In your room, right? So the data type is your toy. So your toy, probably a stuffed teddy bear or a cool toy car. So if it's a toy car, you call it a car. And if it's a teddy bear, you call it a teddy bear. So like that, in Python, there are data types where if it is a certain type of thing, they call it a string. If it's like a true or false, they call it a boolean. You might not know this yet. You might all think there's some sort of this. A string is a piece of yarn, a float is a pool float, and a boolean sounds like some sort of whale. And then a list you might think is those the grocery list, dictionary, the one at your school like that. Actually, most of them are actually true. So a string, it is a data type. It can be stored. So this is what we're gonna do. Then there's a boolean like true and false. So for example, where is your favorite toy? Or if you say, and if someone asks, is in your kitchen? You say false. Is in your room? You say true. Like that. So true and false is a boolean. And then an integer is actually a number. It's like 1, it's like 298, like that. But it's not a decimal. Well, and that's the job of the float. So a float is like a decimal, 2.3, like that. That's it. And then the complex data types include the list, which the grocery list, like I was talking about, and that's actually true. For example, the milk, eggs, and tomatoes, those are all the data, and where is it stored? On that list. So a list, set, dictionary are all the same, but they have different purposes. And then other basics include functions, and actually functions like, for example, if you want to program robot to do something like type in your homework, then you just write a function and it'll do that. But you're gonna need to know a bunch of other things, and if and then statement. So, for example, if your mom is making dinner, you wait until she is finished, like that. So simple. And then a for and while loop is contains some other things like if then statements and strings. So for example, a for loop, if you want to print 5 balloons, right? Balloons are fun, of course. So then you write a for loop, and you put 5, the number 5, or you could say integer, and then it will print 5 balloons. A while loop just keeps on running and running and running and running and running and running and running until thing is true. So for example, if your mom is making dinner, right? Like I said again, you keep on waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting until she is finished. Like that. And then string slicing is actually like how it sounds. Slicing a string. So for example, in just some random word, yeah, for example, other, right? In this word other. So for example, what if you just want the first two letters, O and T? You can slice it so you can get it. And then you probably want the middle, THE, the. You can also slice it so you can get this only printed. So first let's start. And by the way, there are two things. One is string is the first part of strings, and then in the next video is the second part of strings. So now let's see, what are starting strings? So what are strings? They are a data type, like I said. They are changeable. They are not changeable. I made a big mistake. They are not changeable. They start with a quotation mark. They end with a quotation mark. They are the most simple type of data. So let's see that actually. So as you can see, you create some new thing. And by the way, you might you also want to know something very important too. So over here, we're gonna go one by one. So first is strings, then the next one we'll do booleans, and we'll do integers, floats, then we'll do list, set, dictionary. And the other basics we'll do functions, if then statements, for while loops, and then finally string slicing. And string slicing is a bit hard actually. Even it took me some time to figure it out, but you'll get used to it actually. Okay, so now I just open this, and as you can see here, we have something. Print hello world. So you might be wondering, what is this? And actually, the hello world is a string. So let me rename this. So now as you can see here, hello world is a string. You see it's some orangish red color because it's a string. It starts with the beginning quotation marks and ends with the end quotation marks. And the print statement actually, if you take this out, it's just this simple thing. And the good thing about VS Code is if you hover on it, it should come up. I don't, oh yeah, see? Print. Then it says a bunch of values. Print, values to a streamer, some stuff you can spend other time reading it. So it tells what it is. For example, so now, like if you write some sort of random thing, like random dot randit randint five. Okay, one count. Oh, we have to 1 minute. This seems very big brain moves, but actually this isn't. Import random. Okay, so now look. For example, if we just hover over the import one, I think they should work. See the module random. So you can see it tells the meaning. So let's delete that unknown thing. So now let's talk about strings. So what is a string? It's very simple. And to make a string, you can either just print it spontaneously or you can create a variable. So variable is like, for example, what's your name? And my name is Rayanj. So now, the variable name would be Rayanj. And what is it? The variable mean? It's a human, right? I'm a human, and my name is Rayon, so like that. So if we just create a random thing, random is equal to uh, my name is Rayaj. As you can see, this is this simple string, okay? And if we print it, print random. Oops. And if we run it, include Shift Enter. You can also do Control F5. Both of them work. Taking some time. My name is Rayanj. You might get this thing, like this weird term conda. It's just like something, but still it runs. It just after it's done running, it's some weird thing, but you don't have to listen to it. So my name is Rayanj. It comes, right? So what are other things? For example, another thing is you can format a string. So then all we do is we create another variable r- called random one, and then if we equals it, what if we write in a string range like that? And also, by the way, if you delete the string, it's 1 minute. If you just shift and then double quotes, it will automatically two of them will come. That's one special thing. And for example, 1 minute, if you print, you can see some stuff are coming. But if the first one highlighted is probably what you need. So if you press tab for Windows, it should come like that. So now if we write rayon, like that. Then all we need to do is some very special thing where but the variable won't work for this, so we have to delete it. Then we have to write print and then quotation marks after parentheses. We have to write my name is, and then you have to put curly brackets like that. And then you can put F over here, simple F, or after that you can put dot format at the end too. Both of them work. You can put the F in the beginning or put dot format at the end. And then after that you just type in random one. See? And now if we run it, and by the way, this is the terminal, it comes. My name is Rayansh. See? And then you can also multiply. So for example, name is equal to Rayansh, like that. So then you can multiply, so you can do print, you can do name, and then for the times, right, like the multiplication, you don't just put X, you actually put a special symbol. So for Windows, if you see all those characters, right, like 1 2 3 4 5 6, so on the keyboard row at the top, so you after on 8, the number 8 at the top, you see some star looking symbol. So if you press shift 8, it should come up right here. This is the multiplication symbol. The division symbol is a backslash, like a bunch of date, like that. And then adding is like this simple one. Subtracting is that. So now if you want to multiply rayon 5 times, like that, name times 5. Now if we print it, rayon, like that. See? And you can also put a space after rayon, like that, in the string. And see? Rayon. So it prints like that. And other things, like for example, how do you add string? How do you add something? So for example, print. So if we make a variable called the name is equal to whatever, Billy Bob Joe, Bob, Bob, Billy, Bob, Billy, Joe third, the third. And then what we do is we print it. So we do print, and then we do my name is, and then we add the plus sign over here, and then we put name. See? So simple. And if we run it, my name is Billy Bob Joe the Third. But there's some distracting thing because there's no space. So all we do is we see the end part of it, we just put a space, and it should work. My name is Billy Bob Joe, Bob Billy Joe the Third. So this is all actually. So I hope you like this video, and don't forget to see my next part 2, which we dive in more into strings. And I hope you like this video, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell for newer videos. And so thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.